If you are looking to buy a new PC build for gaming that fits your needs and budget in 2023, you came to the right video. I will show you 4 different systems for 4 different budgets, and I will also explain what each of these systems are capable of running in terms of gaming performance. That way, even if you're a beginner, you are able to understand if it's going to be the right PC for you or not. Also, I want to mention that the cheapest PC on this video is $1,000. However, in the description you will have PCs for under that price, so literally every budget will have a system. In the description you will also have the PCs I will mention on this video. That being said, let's start. With the first PC we have the $1,000 1440p/4K gaming system. This one has the AMD Ryzen 5 5600, which is a 6-core budget processor, alongside the RX 6800 XT for the GPU, which is an excellent GPU for the price with 16 gigs of VRAM. On a 16 game average at 1440p resolution, which is the resolution I recommend for this system, it was able to manage 125 FPS on average, and then at 4K resolution it was able to manage 70 FPS on average, and we are talking about games on high to ultra settings. So yes, even with $1,000 you can have a 4K 60 plus FPS on average experience. And for those who are wondering how this system will perform at 1080p, well, at 1080p resolution the average FPS was 163, which is a really high number, but I wouldn't recommend you buying this system for 1080p because it would be an overkill. Also, if you want to play more easy to run titles such as Valorant, Minecraft, Fortnite, CSGO, all these type of games, you will be able to average more than 200 FPS on competitive settings, so you can buy a 240Hz 1080p monitor or even a 1440p 240Hz one as well. Then we have 32 gigs of RAM, which is going to be enough for both gaming and also streaming. And then for the case we have the Fantex Eclipse G300A, which has a beautiful front mesh panel. It doesn't have any extra fans other than the one in the back, that's why I added 3 extra that you're going to need to buy and then install them yourself, which is going to be pretty easy. You get 850 watts on the power supply, which is way more than enough for this system, and the only reason I went with this amount of wattage is because it was at the same price of a 750 watt power supply, which is the minimum requirement for this system in my opinion. Then you also get 1TB of Gen 4 SSD, which is going to be the standard for gaming, and we get a GB B550 UD for the motherboard, which has all the features that we need for just $90. The total price when I'm recording this video is $993, but maybe when you're watching this it's more expensive. However, if it's more expensive, I will leave alternatives. That way it becomes cheaper. And as I said before, if you have less than $1,000, you will have more PCs in the description, but I will also make a video really soon for PC builds under $1,000 for gaming. With the next one we have the $1,500 1440p maxed out or 4K ultra gaming system. This one has the AMD Ryzen 7 7700 for the CPU, and then you get the RX 7900 XT for the GPU, which is one of the best price to performance GPU on the high end market. On that same 16 game average 1440p, the RX 7900 XT is able to average 160 FPS, which is max out experience in my opinion. Anything more than this is overkill, so I wouldn't recommend you buying a GPU that's more expensive than this for 1440p resolution, like the RTX 4080, RX 7900 XT, or RTX 4090. And then on the same test at 4K resolution it was able to average 94 FPS, so you will be getting an excellent experience for 1440p and 4K resolution. And the ideal monitor here, it really comes down to what you want, whether you want a 4K monitor or a 1440p one. In both cases you will get an amazing experience even on ultra settings on the most high demanding titles. Then the rest of the components are actually pretty similar, but here you get 32 gigs of RAM of DDR5 memory instead of DDR4. You get a more upgradable system over time because of the AM5 platform, which if you're new to PCs, it basically means that down the line you will be able to upgrade to new CPUs from AMD, where if you go with Intel you will most likely not be able to upgrade anything farther than the 14th gen. And then we have a CPU cooler in the Thermal Right Assassin X, which is going to be really good for a Ryzen 7 7700. Then for the $2,000 system we have a 4K ultra gaming PC. For the CPU we have the AMD Ryzen 7 7700X, and then for the GPU we have the RX 7900 XTX, which is going to be better than the RX 7900 XT. On that same 16 game average on high to ultra settings, the 7900 XT was able to average 113 FPS, which was the second highest on the whole test, right under the RTX 4090, which is the best GPU in terms of performance in the whole market, but the thing is that one is going to be way more expensive. And then on that same test at 1440p, it was able to average 180 FPS. However, as I said before, this is an overkill, and I would recommend you buying a 4K resolution monitor if you're going to buy this system. Now, I want to clarify, this is a $2,000 gaming PC build, so if you want a $2,000 PC that's also going to be excellent for content creation and productivity work, but maintain the same level of gaming performance, you will have my video about the best $2,000 all-around PC build in the top right of the screen. Then for the rest of the components on this system, the main changes were the CPU cooler. I've gotten the Be Quiet Pure Loop 280 all-in-one liquid cooler, which is a bit of an overkill, but it looks amazing and it's going to match perfectly fine with the NZXT H9 Flow, which is the case I've went with. Once again, kind of an overkill, but in terms of aesthetics, this system is beautiful. And don't worry, RGB lovers, if you like RGB, you will have alternatives in the description as well. Then for the storage, we have 2 TB instead of 1 TB, so you have plenty of space for bigger files. And then we have a better motherboard in the Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AX ATX AM5 motherboard. This one has Wi-Fi included as well, and the total price when I'm recording this video is $1,980. And then with the last one and the best PC in the whole market in my opinion in terms of gaming performance, we have the $3,000 4K system with the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is arguably the best CPU on the market for gaming. And then for the GPU, we got the RTX 4090, which is the best GPU at the moment in terms of performance. Once again, on the same 16 game average at 4K resolution with the highest FPS, we have the RTX 4090, 140 FPS on average, which is a really high number considering games were tested in 4K high to ultra settings. So before you ask anything in the comment section, yes, this GPU will be able to run your favorite title on the highest FPS and highest settings available. And then for the rest of the components, we have the Be Quiet 360 all-in-one liquid cooler, which is slightly bigger than the last one. Then we have 2 TB of extra storage, so 4 TB total. And the reason why I did this is so that you have even more space than before. And then the other change I've made was the power supply. Because of the wattage requirement, I went with the 1200 watt 80 plus platinum power supply, 8-tier rated, really good quality, which is going to be needed for this level of performance. The total price for this system when I'm recording this video is $2,950. Now, if you're still not sure on which PC to buy, because maybe you don't know if you want a Prebuilt PC, a PC build, or maybe you just don't know what PC to get, if your needs are different, maybe you want to do gaming but also content creation, there are a million different type of buyers for gaming PCs. For that reason, in the top link in the description, you can get personal PC help from me. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.